Hi guys, welcome back again. My name is Naninga Koe, for those of you who do not know, and this is my YouTube channel, and I normally post content to do with beauty, fashion, lifestyle, wigs, hair, earrings, clothes, shoes, and anything you can think of in that bracket. Basically vitu za madem. Yani, so if you're into that kind of thing, don't forget to subscribe and to like this video. Shameless plug in the first 5 seconds of the video. But anyway, so today guys, I'm going to talk about something that's very, very important. I also talk about health because I'm a health practitioner. And what I can tell you is that good health encompasses mental health. Like if you do not have proper mental health, you don't have good health and you require treatment. And unfortunately, human beings, in order for their mental health to be normal and stable, they require a social life and they require to interact with other human beings. Unfortunately, something called the pandemic came upon us, basically coronavirus pandemic. Not coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. It came upon us abruptly out of the blues without us planning for it. Nobody plans for a pandemic. But it did come, and measures were put in place that we should isolate ourselves, we should not hug, we should not kiss, we should not stay together with people, and that really affected our mental health. Now, that is the milder part of affecting of mental health that COVID has done, because there's another part, which is people have lost their loved ones, and I'm so sorry if you have lost your loved ones, because I cannot tell you like anything there because it's just so sad. So people have lost their loved ones, and that also affects mental health. So today we are going to talk about that, because how can you be beautiful and happy and lead a normal lifestyle if your health is not talked about? I personally have lost a friend, although I had not seen this friend for forever, but really her death really affected me. And it was sadly through suicide. So that gave me a huge blow. Like I was just like, what? So guys out there, if I can help one person, if I can help two people, I'll really be grateful. So let's talk about the things you can do to keep your mental health in check during the pandemic, specifically during like a period of isolation and a period of quarantine and a period of, staying away from crowds. Sometimes what our normal hobbies used to be, for example, drinking, partying, going to discos, some of us have opted to no longer do that because of this pandemic, and it might be affecting them mentally because they did not know how to adjust to that well. So let's just get into the video, and don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into the first step you can do to keep yourself sane during a lockdown or any other social isolation setup. The first one, and that is basically like the easiest one, and I know it's the easiest, and surprisingly people find it like, I think, the hardest to do, because sometimes they think it's just nonsense. But the first one is pick a new hobby to replace your existing hobby. For example, if your existing hobby before the pandemic was maybe going to clubs, and you no longer want to go to clubs because maybe you want to take care of your mental health, you have to replace that hobby. Don't just stop going to clubs and then not pick another hobby. That will truly affect your mental health in the wrong way. You have to pick another hobby to keep your mind busy. For example, I personally, for those of you who knew me maybe from my campus days or whatever, they know that I was the life, I was the party. okay, like I had to go to the party, let's put it that way. Let me not blow my own trumpet. I had to go to the party, and when I was partying, not because of Corona, for other reasons, for myself, I picked a new hobby, which was YouTube. I had to pick another hobby and do it faithfully. Like I remember I would always get ready for Friday partying and Saturday partying, sometimes even Thursday partying. So but nowadays I find myself ironing the clothes I'm supposed to do for YouTube, scanning through my emails, scanning through Pinterest to see what looks I can recreate, and that has kept me really busy. So just make sure that you pick a hobby to replace an existing one. And very good hope. There's so many, very many hobbies. There's arts and crafts that can be done indoors, and they keep somebody's mind really busy. There's knitting, there's music. When we talk of music, we can talk of different instruments. You can pick one instrument. You can pick a guitar. You can pick drums, and some don't even require like money. Like I know sometimes, like maybe in Africa or something, some people might not have money to go and buy that instrument. No, you can. You can also learn a new language that doesn't require any money at all. It just requires like you download some YouTube tutorials pertaining to that language, and you're good to go. You can learn a foreign language. You can learn. You can even decide, like, maybe if your spouse speaks a different language from you, you can even start being taught by your spouse every single day. And there are so many other hobbies that you can think of. Just think of something you'll be happy doing, and that is going to help you. And of course, things like doing drugs and all that, that's not a hobby. That's just something that makes your mental health worse. So
Okay,
make sure that you pick a good
tip
hobby.
number 2 that I'm going to give you is that you should have a daily routine. Yes, have a daily routine, whether for example staying because maybe you're out of work, or maybe it's the pandemic, as I've said. Make sure that you have a daily routine just as you had before the pandemic started or before you were out of work. Even if it's a simple routine like waking up, making your bed, making breakfast, and you write out what you're supposed to do or what you're planning to do throughout the day. That is going to help you become not only organized, but it will give you no room for malicious thoughts. As they normally say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And most of the time, mental health issues normally start slowly, and they start creeping in slowly on people. They don't just come at once like boom. So this can actually help prevent certain mental health issues like depression. Just have something as simple as a routine can help you in that. So make sure that you have a daily routine. Don't just wake up and don't know what you're going to do in the day. No, that is very unhealthy and very wrong. So make sure that you have a daily thing that I can tell you that is going to help you mentally is exercise. Even if you used to go to the gym every single day, and by bad luck, maybe you have an injury, or maybe, as I said, you're out of work, or maybe it's the pandemic as it is and you have to stay at home, just exercise. There are so many YouTube videos that showcase yoga, that showcase Zumba, that showcase aerobics, and different types of exercise that people do. So you can just download some, or you can even do like with your instructor if you're the kind of person who does that kind of thing, so that they can instruct you online. But exercise is a very, very healthy part of mental health. It affects, and studies have shown that it actually helps your mood, and it helps keep your mood in check. So don't neglect exercise. If you're the kind of person who never used to exercise, this is the perfect time to pick up exercise, because not only will staying in a sedentary lifestyle make you physically boost your healthy, and to keep healthy. So that is another tip that I'm going to give you. Do not skip on the exercise. Make sure that you exercise, or make sure that you pick it up if you never used to exercise. Another thing that can, another tip that I'm going to give you that can help you
maintain your mental health in a scenario where you have to stay at home and you're not socializing is that make sure that you bond with the people that you live with. Unfortunate for you if you live alone, because that is very sad, but you can bond with your dog, you can bond with your cat. But for those of you who live as a family, this is now the perfect time to get to know your family members, to get to know what they like, what they don't like, to play with them, to do whatever you want with them. So make sure that you get to know the people you live with and get to bond with the people that you live with. This is really good and important for your mental health, because how the people you live with treat you has an impact on your mental health. So make sure that you also treat them well and they treat you well, and bond and get to know each other well. So in case there's another pandemic, or after all this pandemic is still ongoing, unfortunately, this is the next tip that I'm going to give you. Is going to be useful both then and now. And it's that you should follow your government's advice, or your counselor's advice, or your doctor's advice, or whatever advice you're given pertaining to whatever situation you are in. If it's a pandemic, make sure that you're wearing your mask, or whatever. If it's a COVID pandemic, that is, make sure that you're wearing a mask. Make sure that you're following each and every guideline that your government is giving you, because they know what is best for you, and that is going to keep you safe physically and in the process help you mentally. So last but not least, guys, is that during any crisis or any pandemic, my advice to you is that you should not always seek for the negative information. You don't have to follow up on the list of number of deaths, number of people who are ailing. You do not have to keep up with it every minute, every second, unless, well, you work for the government and you have no choice but to name and mention and assess that data. Focus your mind on something else instead of the negative part of that situation, because if you keep on going to the internet to search for data pertaining to the pandemic, your work is just to look at the number of casualties, the number of invalids, the number of deaths. You are going to be more stressed and it will affect your mental health. So make sure that you focus your mind on something else other than that situation, and do not seek information pertaining to that. And okay, you can seek information that is good, like how to prevent yourself from getting the disease, but don't look at figures and data pertaining to the situation, because most of the time it will make you more sad and it will make you feel that you're likely heading in that direction. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope that these tips have helped somebody out there. I appreciate you so much. For all my subscribers, I truly appreciate you. Each and every one of you, you make me happy. I feel happy like when somebody subscribes, and I also feel happy at least when I've touched somebody. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.